everyone, welcome back to this video tutorial. So we're gonna discuss now what should we discuss? Let's see. Um yeah, variables. No, first just intro. So you remember these comments from the last video? Hmm, just displaying stuff. Thus, you know very well. Remember? And thus, okay. Now, I'm just gonna, display this. 2 plus 2 equals 2. Let's see what happens. Control F9. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. So if I want to, do some sort of calculation, uh, let's see. Now I don't know what this means. I don't want to use the calculator right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, remove remove this. So let's see what happens. 327. 122 plus 205, that's 327. 327. So let's try another operator. You know what this is? This is a binary operator. This means that this means that it is going to apply on two operands, these two numbers or whatever they are, variables, constants, integers, decimal numbers, whatever they might be. So let's see, let's try another one. Multiply. So it's going to display the answer. Okay, minus it's going to display that, and let's try divide. See, 0. That is because these are being considered integers. So now let's get to the variables. There are main two types of variables: integers and floats. These are the ones which we are going to use, which are usually most commonly used in programming languages. Let's see, that's how to use an integer. First of all, you need to initialize a variable and the type. Int stands for integer and any name for it, a or b or c or d, whatever. Let's say it's a, and of course semicolon. Alright, there's one way, and one way is you just initialize it and you assign it a value. For example, I want to assign 5 to it. So what's the next step? Obviously displaying stuff. Enter, and now I press the tab button once. So you see this indentation, this end thing, these things would be in one line, and my C out and C in statements, these will be all on endl. Endl means that after this, after displaying this, the next thing, whatever that is, that would be done in the next line. Now I want to display this number 5. There one way I just put it in the inverted commas, and another way is to, I want to display whatever is stored in this variable a. That is the type of the variable is integer. So an integer can only save integers, like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 onwards, 0, and plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, and onwards, up to a certain limit. But usually our work is done with integers. We don't need to use double. There is another data type known as double, which is used for like greater values. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just I told you in the previous video that these two, crocodile brackets, whatever I write after these, it's going to be displayed on the output screen. I suppose, like, I write this a and terminator, of course. Let's see what happens. Control F9. See, error. What's the error here? Can we find out the error? Statement missing in main function. Okay, which statement is missing this? Now what did I do? I just wrote endl as it is. See, this error message, you have to read it. Sometimes it doesn't point out the exact error in the exact line. You just want to check the line above it and the line below it. I forgot these two. Whatever you want to, this is known as cascading. At least that's what someone told me. That's what I know it by. That's what I want. That's what I like to call it. So now, whatever I want to write again, after these inverted commas, or you know, uh, see out inverted commas, a equals to, see, and I have to use these two again. Let's see. Now control F9. See, a equals, and the next thing, see out a, it is displayed in the next line. Let's see what happens when I remove this handle. Backspace, backspace, backspace. Now control F9. A equals 5. It is all displayed in one single line. Now let's try changing the value of a. Let's see, I want to give it a value of 8. Let's see, control F9, and it is displaying. When I tell the computer to display a, the integer, the variable a, the variable of type integer a, when I tell the computer to see out a, what does it do? It looks for the a variable in the program. Does it have, is it declared, is it given, is it assigned a value? You remember this word assigned, that is very important. We're going to, just shortly, we're going to discuss this assignment operator. This thing, this this is the assignment operator. It is also a binary operator. See, there's a and there's 8 or any other value. This thing in between, this is an operator, this is a binary operator. It is called binary operator because it has two operands on either side of it. And when we want to assign a value to this variable, we use this binary operator. Let's see, when we change the value, like now 123, let's see what happens. Okay, now the tricky part comes. I want to add this value 0876, whatever, 0874. Now let's see what happens. Just watch, observe, control F9. Now it's only showing me 1. I assigned the value 1.0874 to this a, but it is only showing me 1. Why is that? Yes, you are right, because this a is an integer. And as you know, you've studied algebra, of course. This A cannot store decimals or floating points. So if I want to store this 1.0874, this whole thing in it, what would I do? I would just, change the variable type, change the data type for this A. I would write float, float. Now it's the same thing as an integer. The only difference is it's it's a different data type. It also stores numbers, but with the decimals. Let's see what happens now. Control F9. Now it's showing me the whole thing, the whole number 1.0874. Let's see how can we calculate them. Int, okay, int A. Now we're going to IO stream. Now we're going to go and look for input. Now what I'm going to tell the user to, I'm going to prompt him to enter a value. So I would say, please, with icing, sugar coated, please enter an integer. See, enter an integer. I'm using this \n. This is the same as you know and it's if I want to use this within the inverted commas, I use \n. If I want to use outside, I would just see. You'll learn it in some time, no problem. Okay, cn, this is the command for input. So cn, this thing, cn, these like cin, these they're these two crocodile brackets, they're for output and these are for input. You just see their directionality, the direction is reverse. So now whatever I write, I want to take input from the user and I want to store that information. I want to store that information, that for example number or integer, in some variable. So what I do, I write cn a, and obviously semicolon, that is the most important thing. You have to put a semicolon everywhere you go. At the end of every line, almost every line, you have to put a semicolon. So now when the user enters a value, the program prompts him to enter. You see this cursor blinking, this thing blinking right here, this is prompting me to enter a value. So when I write a program and I execute it, and my program enters the user, prompts the user to enter a value, the value that that the user enters, that would go and that will be stored in this variable a, whose data type is integer. So whatever the user enter, it will only consider if it will see if it has an integer value in it. If it has an integer value, it will store only that integer part in this variable. Let's see what happens. Control F9. See, I wrote like, please enter an integer, and with the cout, it is you know displayed on the screen as it is. See, this \n, it is not there because this is sort of a function. So now you see this cursor blinking, this that is prompting the user to enter a value, that is on the next line. Let's see what happens when I remove this \n. Now if I run the program, this cursor is blinking on the very same line, that is, please enter an integer. So you get the point, why I'm using this \n or handle. Same thing. See, same thing, same thing. Okay, now I want to store a value in this variable a. When I enter 5, for example, 5, and I press enter, when I'm going to press enter, this is going to store, the program is going to store this value 5 in the variable a. Let's see. Wait a second, let's remove this line. Let's just remove this line for now and run the program again. And 5, enter. When I enter it, it is going to store the value in this variable. Now let's put it back again. I want to know what value I saved, what value is stored in the variable a, what value the user entered. For example, like this, I entered like, I don't know what I entered, so it is giving me a trash value because it has reached the limit. Now I enter a reasonable value and it is displaying. See, I entered a value into the a, it stored it into a, and when I asked the program to see out a, it displayed me this value. Thanks for watching. We'll continue later. Yeah, not just later, right now, but this thing, this is, it has to be, it has to have some kind of limit. You guys are gonna get bored if I post long videos. Just subscribe to our page, this page. Oh god, easy learning ways, education. Okay, so just subscribe. Thank you for watching.